What? Wait, what did you say? You think they should ignore 5 and 6? Okay, so my wife says she thinks they should ignore 5 and 6. Is that controversial? Are you guys gonna like lynch my wife now for saying that? What's up, guys? What you're about to see is a DDLive clip. This is from a live stream that I just recently did. And I post this stuff like 99% of the time, or maybe 95, on the second channel, Drumdums Xtra. Okay, so be sure if you like this type of content, more like, you know, news updates, whatnot, because I usually put all that stuff in my live streams. If you like those clips, be sure to subscribe to Drumdums Xtra, the second channel. That's where you'll get all this type stuff. The main channel is for, you know, the main reviews and whatnot, stuff like that. So, yeah, check out Drumdums Xtra and enjoy the clip, guys. Thank you. Okay, here we go. This is according to Variety, so this is legit. Scream 7 faces full creative reboot after losing Jenna Ortega, Neve Campbell, and Patrick Dempsey on wishlist. Exclusive. Let me ask you guys a question before I read that. Do you think Neve Campbell, like, do you think this whole thing affects her decision of coming back to the franchise? I do know that she's been doing the convention circuit, and I've seen people posting, you know, of course, everybody's asking her, are you going to come back? And her response is, we'll see. Because obviously, if she's coming back, she can't say. Do you think this would affect Neve Campbell, her decision coming back? Or do you think it's all business and Neve Campbell could be like, okay, I'll come right in? I think they want her to come back. I know she wants to, but under this leadership, she doesn't. Chris has a really good point right there. Spyglass isn't really batting 1,000 with Neve Campbell. But here's the thing. I think maybe Neve Campbell might want to work with Christopher Landon. You know, Christopher Landon is a really good dude. He's a solid horror director. Nobody's mad at Christopher Landon. He even posted his own thing about it. It sucks, he said. He had nothing to do with it. Maybe Neve Campbell would be excited to work with Christopher Landon. So I think, you know, we're all kind of emotional and passionate right now. But I think once the dust settles and then it's just, you know, the business, if the check is big enough, if the story is good enough, if the Patrick Dempsey is Dempsey enough, then maybe Neve Campbell will come back. You know, Patrick Dempsey, he's hot off the heels of Thanksgiving, right? We all loved him in Scream 3. So, Raised on Fiction says, I love how much I hate Spyglass. I'm not that happy with them right now either, if I'm being honest. I think they're dipshits, if I'm being honest. But, you know, I don't know. And guys, let me say this too right now, because I haven't really, in this stream, I haven't really talked about it, but I don't like Scream 6 that much. All right, I'll say that this is purely about the actress, you know. But I will say I love Sam and I loved Tara. I do love those two characters, and I think the biggest thing is I was really curious about Sam going forward because she was becoming darker because of her past with her father, and I think there was still a lot of good ground to explore with this character. Would you guys agree with that? Do you guys feel like Scream 7 needed Sam? I need your answer right now. Did Scream 7 need Sam, or are you guys like, you know what, I'm good with how they ended Scream 6. Let's go ahead and, you know, maybe call it like a soft reboot or whatever. James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick, the writers of the previous 2 Scream installments, will now work on a fresh draft to present to filmmakers. Some set pieces and twists may be preserved, but the movie will need to find a new protagonist. Ortega and Barrera signed on for 2 Scream movies and fulfilled those obligations with installments 5 and 6. I did not know that. That is kind of interesting. Another source noted. Now, so like if Melissa Barrera signed on for 3, I don't think they would have fired her. Holy shit, that's pretty eye-opening, actually. They would have needed new deals for the 7th chapter. This is really interesting now. I'm almost thinking they wanted them to leave. I think they thought Jenna Ortega's getting too big. We're going to have to pay her too much anyway because she didn't sign for 3 movies. So, yeah, let's get rid of her. So, now we don't need the sister because then we got to explain all that bullshit. oh, she said something I don't like on the internet. Let's get rid of her. That's what it sounds like, okay? So who will have to do battle with the masked killer? The Scream movies have a bench of characters who are still alive or who could be reanimated. It's a horror movie after all, and the joy of Scream is that it does not bury its dead too deep. These include Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox, the original stars of the series. Campbell appeared in 2022 Scream, but opted not to return in Scream 6. Producers are keen on reclaiming iconic character Sidney Prescott. Another possibility could be Patrick Dempsey, who had a scene-stealing turn in 2000 Scream 3. None of these actors have been in active negotiations. Has this ever happened before, where an actor from a horror franchise was fired abruptly at the beginning of production? And then surely this has had to happen before, right, guys? And then they had to go and like redo the entire script. This might be like, and what makes matters worse, like if this was the Halloween franchise, it's just another walk in the park because of all the continuity issues. But, you know, because with the Halloween franchise, they've had so many damn timelines that, oh, okay, yeah, we could just go ahead and reset. No problem. But this is Scream. And Scream has never once veered off course in their trajectory, you know? So this does present an issue, a problem. And do they kill Sam and Tara off screen? You know? They could do that. They could literally bring in like body doubles, you know, where they just kind of they don't show their face too much. Could be the opening of the movie. And, you know, or just maybe like a little flashback scene along the way, you see them getting killed. Who knows? Or they could have them both be in a car wreck, Laurie Strode style, Halloween 4, right? That's, you know, beginning of the movie, we find out that both sisters died in a car accident. Boom. Problem solved. Who knows? Because they're never coming back. Unless they switch to another studio. Never say never, right, guys? Especially with the dollar sign. But if Spyglass gave up Scream and another studio got them, maybe they would come back. But are Sam and Tara big enough? Like, Sam and Tara are not Dewey, Sidney, and Gale. Right, guys? Would you agree with that? As much as we love them, they're definitely not God tier. Those three are God tier. So it's not like a situation like that. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll still move on. I just don't like how Spyglass handled this situation. That's what really pissed me off today. You know, and I didn't post a decision because I said right now I don't feel like I want to watch future Scream movies just the way, if they're under Spyglass, based on the way they handled this situation. When I posted that was a feeling. It wasn't a decision. It was just a feeling that I was having because I was just really angry at the way, the way they handled it. It's just kind of ugly to accuse somebody without actually showing receipts. I don't know. Where does this leave Scream? Reboot? End of franchise? Let's talk about that. Where does this leave Scream? I mean, could they do what Halloween did and say, hey, parts 5 and 6 don't exist? You know? Because they did that with Halloween. They said, hey, by the way, guys, Halloween 3, 4, and 5, and 6, that's no more. That doesn't exist. H2O is a fresh reboot. That way we can get everything back on track, back to the basics. And, saying it out loud, comparing it to Halloween and how ridiculous Halloween got, it sounds like a no-brainer, no way in hell ever should you do that. But I'll say this. When that happened, we didn't have anything after H2O. So it seemed a little bit more realistic. And it's sometimes it's a good idea to kind of clean out the clutter, right? So if you had a really good basic story and we acted like, hey, guys, just ignore 5 and 6. We have Dewey, Gale, and Sidney coming back. Because Dewey could come back if they ignored 5 and 6. Is that something that you guys would be like, hell no. Don't, this is Scream. It's sacred ground. Don't you dare say that 4, 5, and 6 don't exist. What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DDLive clip. what I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching. And if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those. And hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.